Picture this. You walk into the Apple Store. Your old phone is actually fine. Maybe the battery is a little slow, maybe the screen has a tiny hairline crack, but you've already convinced yourself. You say, it's for work, it's a productivity tool. So you drop $1,200, swipe. You walk out with the new iPhone Pro Max Titanium. Walking out of those doors, you feel amazing. You feel successful. Until you get back to your car. You look at that $5 frayed, yellowing charging cable plugged into this perfect futuristic titanium device, and for a split second you think, this is an insult to the masterpiece. And just like that, the chain reaction begins. Since you upgraded the phone, you need the MagSafe charger, right? $40, done. You get home, put it on your nightstand, and realize that cheap plastic case looks ridiculous. You need the leather one. $60, bought. Then you realize your old wired headphones are incompatible. You want the full ecosystem experience? AirPods Pro, $250, add to cart. Within 48 hours, that $1,200 purchase quietly turns into $1,600. Here's the scary part. You don't feel like you're wasting money, you feel like all of this is necessary. This is a famous psychological phenomenon called the Diderot Effect. It is a destructive chain reaction. It explains why buying a new sofa leads to renovating the entire living room. It also explains why lottery winners often go bankrupt faster than the average person, because obtaining a new possession doesn't bring satisfaction. Instead, it creates a feeling that everything else you own is suddenly incompatible. I'm True Lee. On this channel, we only expose the psychological traps that are bleeding you dry. Most people think buying things is a necessity, but that's just a lie your brain tells you. The truth? Every old item you own is secretly plotting to hold your wallet hostage. If you want to take back control and break this vicious cycle of consumption, hit that like button right now. Let's defuse this invisible psychological bomb together. But first, you need to know that you are not the first victim. This curse was actually documented 250 years ago, not in an Apple store, but in a dusty library in France. Meet Denis Diderot. At the time, he was living in a dusty library. He sat on a rickety wooden chair. He wore shabby, threadbare clothes. Then, he got lucky. The Empress of Russia bought his library for a massive sum. Suddenly, Diderot was flush with cash. So he did exactly what any human being would do. He wanted to reward himself. He went out and bought a magnificent scarlet dressing gown. He put it on, he looked in the mirror, he felt like a king. But then he sat back down at his old ink-stained wooden desk to write, and the illusion shattered. The robe was perfect, but the desk looked like firewood. It was rotting. It was covered in stains. Suddenly, the desk wasn't just a desk anymore. It was an insult to the robe. So he replaced it with an expensive mahogany writing table. Problem solved? No. Now, the new desk made his old rug look like a dirty rag. So he bought a plush Damascus rug. Then the curtains looked cheap. Replaced. The chair looked sad. Replaced. Paintings, sculptures, mirrors. He systematically destroyed his old life just to match the quality of that new robe. The result? He went broke again. In his despair, he wrote the essay that gave this phenomenon its name, Regrets on Parting with My Old Dressing Gown, and he left us with one haunting line. I was the absolute master of my old dressing gown, but I have become a slave to my new one. This is the trap. We think we are upgrading our lives, but in reality, upgrades are often downgrades in disguise. You stop living in your living room because you're terrified of spilling red wine on the white sofa. You stop being the owner of your home, you become the curator of a museum. But why? Why is your brain wired to sabotage you like this? Is it just greed? No, it's actually biology, and it is being hacked. Most people think dopamine is the pleasure molecule. Wrong. Dopamine is the desire molecule. It doesn't make you enjoy things, it only makes you want things. Think of it as the clickbait inside your brain. The mechanism is called reward prediction error. When you see that order confirmed screen, dopamine screams, "This new phone will change your life. You'll be productive. You'll be happy." Your brain gets high on the prediction. But the second you rip open that cardboard box, the prediction ends. Dopamine instantly quits the job. You aren't holding the future anymore. You're just holding a cold piece of glass and metal. This is why unboxing is satisfying, but owning is boring. Your brain rewards the hunt, not the kill. You got played, but it's not entirely your fault. Deep in your brain, there is an area called the insula. This is your financial bodyguard. When you spend physical cash, it lights up and creates actual pain. It's the brake pedal that stops you from going broke. But big tech knows this. Credit cards, Apple Pay, one-click checkout. These aren't conveniences, these are digital anesthetics. They sever the connection between spending and hurting. You aren't losing money, you're just playing a video game with numbers. So here is your reality. Your gas pedal, dopamine, is bricked to the floor. Your brake pedal, the insula, has been drugged into silence. You are driving a runaway car off a cliff. So, how do we fix the brakes? How do we rewire a brain that has been hijacked by Silicon Valley engineers? You cannot fight biology with willpower. You will lose. You need to fight biology with strategy. We need to perform surgery on your habits. We need to introduce a concept I call strategic friction. Remember, Amazon and Apple want a frictionless slide from want to own. Your job is to throw gravel on that slide. Here is the 3-layer firewall I designed for you. Defense layer number 1. Calculate the system cost. Before you buy any upgrade, a new phone, a new console, a new suit, ignore the price tag. You must stop and calculate the chain reaction cost. If you buy the PS5, will it demand a 4K TV? Will it demand an extra controller? Will it demand a monthly subscription? If the console is $500, but the ecosystem to make it work is $1,500, that is the real price. Most people go broke because they can afford the anchor, but they can't afford the system. If that number makes you hesitate, walk away. In trading, we call this a stop loss. Defense layer number 2. Reboot the insula. If logic fails and dopamine is still screaming, move to step 2. Manufacture pain. We are going to use the 72-hour rule combined with cash surgery. When the urge strikes, force yourself to wait 72 hours. These 3 days are the cooling period for your dopamine. If you still want it after 3 days, fine. Go to the bank, withdraw physical cash, no Apple Pay, no Face ID, stare at that thick stack of bills, hand them to the cashier one by one. Feel the paper leaving your fingertips. Watch your wealth physically disappear. Does it hurt? Good. That pain is your insula waking up. That is your brain trying to save you. In this era of digital payments, that raw, primitive pain is the only brake pedal you have left. Defense layer number 3, the identity firewall. This is the nuclear option. It is the most counterintuitive step. To completely kill the Diderot effect, you need to practice strategic downgrading. To reset your psychological baseline, deliberately keep one visible area of your life low spec. Drive a car that's slightly older than what you can afford. Wear a simple, durable watch. Or, like we said earlier, keep using that yellowing charging cable. When your core items are humble, you unlock a terrifying amount of freedom. You don't feel the pressure to upgrade everything else to match them. You create a low-maintenance identity. In a world where everyone is busy curating their own private museums, a low-maintenance identity is the highest asset you can own. It shifts your energy and money from maintaining stuff back to experiencing life. Look, there's nothing wrong with nice things. I like nice things, but you have to understand the game you're playing. Consumerism is designed to make you feel incomplete. It seduces you into believing that you're just one purchase away from happiness. But Diderot taught us the truth 300 years ago. That next purchase doesn't finish the puzzle, it scrambles the puzzle. It forces you to start over. True power isn't owning a pristine ecosystem of titanium and leather. True power is sitting in a messy room on a rickety old chair, holding a cracked phone and being completely, utterly content. The crack doesn't mean you're broken. The cheap desk doesn't make you cheap. It just means you are the master, not the slave. If this video saved you from even one impulse purchase, it was worth your time. I'm True Lee. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, don't buy the robe.